Today what I'm seeing is the essence of radiance, and it appears as this sort of effervescent, bubbly, white pearls. Just, it's almost like they're coming from the feet and bubbling up and up and up into the rest of the body and the energy fields and into the whole beingness. It begins with a white and silver disc that is spinning counterclockwise below the feet. Feet are resting on this swirling white and silver disc. And as this disc spins faster and faster, it begins to release the essence of radiance. So we'll begin with the soles of the feet, filling the soles of the feet with the essence of radiance, lightness, fulfillment in the highest possible outcomes. Glorious, vibrant, beautiful, filling the soles of the feet. And as the disc spins faster, the essence of radiance begins to fill the feet completely, all the way into each toe, toenail, the middle of the feet, the heels of the feet, the tops of the feet, filling all the way to the ankles with the essence of radiance, into every fiber, every cell, bones, muscles, connective tissue, blood, lymph, all filled with the essence of radiance. The essence of radiance is now spreading up from the ankles into the bones of the lower legs, the tibia and fibula, infusing into the bones, creating space. Because after all, we are mostly just space. The essence of radiance is just spreading into the bones of the lower legs, into the bones of the... Is there a bone in the knee? The patella. Into the patella and all the surrounding connective tissue that connects the bones of the lower legs with the knee, with the patella. And as the disc spins and spins below the feet, your feet are now full of radiance, your ankles are full of radiance, and it spreads upward into the muscles and connective tissue and skin of the lower legs, slowly creeping up the front of the legs and the backs of the legs, infusing fully, completely, and totally within, through, and around the legs, the lower legs. The essence of radiance has now completely filled the feet, ankles, lower legs, fronts of the knees, inside of the knee, the core of the knees, the core of the lower legs, the core of the feet, and the back of the knees. The essence of radiance is now spreading upward into the upper thighs, into the femur bones, into the connective tissues, into the muscles, into the blood vessels and arteries, into the skin, into all of the cells, all of the nerves, just everything in the lower legs is now, everything in the upper legs is now fully, completely, and totally full of the essence of radiance. Feel the lightness, feel the brightness of the white and silver as it infuses, fills, and supports your entire lower body now. All the way up to the pelvis is now fully and completely filled with the essence of radiance. The disc that was at your feet now spins counterclockwise through the feet, up into the ankles, up into the lower legs, up into the knees, up into the thighs, and now it sits at the base of your pelvis. This beautiful swirling white and silver disc is now spinning and spinning at the base of your pelvis, at the base of the spine. The tailbone, the pelvic girdle, is now starting to receive all of this beautiful essence of radiance. It's spinning into, within, and through the entire pelvic girdle, into the buttocks, the hips, into your sex organs, all of the skin, connective tissue, the hip bones, everything here in this pelvic girdle area and tailbone. Spinning up into the sacrum, spinning up and starting to come up into the bottom of your torso here, underneath your belly button. The disc is rising and spinning. Let's allow it to spin here for just a moment, right below the belly button. So now the entire body, from the pelvic girdle, the thighs, the lower legs, and the feet, is now full of the essence of radiance. And we allow the disc to continue to spin counterclockwise below the navel, opening up, lightening up, bringing forth that which is the most optimal for you at this time. Infusing into, within, and through the body, and beginning to infuse into all of the energy fields as well. We've entered sort of a gateway of opportunity to expand this radiance into our beingness completely. So that includes not only the physical body, but all of the energy fields that surround the body as well. So we'll just call that our beingness. All of the layers that compose who we are individually. Here as we experience this physical realm, seemingly as individuals, right here, we focus back on this disc, the swirling silver and white that is spinning below our belly button. And the disc starts to rise. And as it rises, it infuses all areas of the body, energy fields, and beingness of you with the essence of radiance. So that means all organs, all cells, your DNA awakens with radiance. It's now part of you, this gift, this program added to the foundation that creates that which you experience. We now have the layer of radiance as part of our operating system. This beautiful radiance is now spreading into the whole abdomen. All of the intestines and organs that lie below the chest are full of the essence of radiance. The lower part of the rib cage, the lower and middle part of the spine, the discs between the bones of the spine are all full of the essence of radiance. And this radiance is just spilling out into all of the energy fields that comprise our beingness, lightening everything up. You can feel all of the space that this radiance is creating. You can really feel your body, but you feel so much lighter. Radiance, just that word, activates so much to change the way the operating system that creates you and your reality runs. The operating system is being edited. Radiance is now part of the system. And as we feel this radiance in all of the body below the chest, so we have the abdomen, the mid-back, the lower back, the buttocks, the pelvic girdle, the sex organs, the hip bones, upper legs, backs of the upper legs, the core of the upper legs, front of the knee, back of the knee, core of the knees, front of the lower legs, back of the lower legs, core of the lower legs, front of the ankles, back of the ankles, core of the ankles, fronts of the feet, backs of the feet, cores of the feet, all the way to just below the chest. As we have infused the essence of radiance into the torso, the disc has now expanded into more of a cylinder. So now there's this huge cylinder of radiance that extends from the feet and goes all the way just below your chest. And here we will begin to spin a secondary disc of radiance that has some light blue added into the white and silver swirls. So as this upper body disc of radiance spins, we have this beautiful white and silver cylinder of radiance below the chest. And what we're going to do is we're going to allow the upper body radiance disc spin and spin. So it's starting to spread into the heart center, into what we really recognize in these human bodies on earth as sort of the core of our beingness, that heart center. And this essence of radiance is just infusing up through the central column that goes all the way into the middle of the body. This blue and silver and white radiance has now just shot right into the central column of the body, beginning at the heart center, going up through the throat center, up through the center of the head and the third eye center, and out through the center of the crown. Beautiful essence of radiance in the upper portion of the central column, and out to what I call the heart of God, the core of creation. So this beautiful central column that we've infused with the essence of radiance blue, white, and silver from our heart center all the way up to the heart of God. Spinning and spinning. It's now spinning clockwise as it comes back down, bringing all of this energy from the heart of God, the core of creation, down into, within, and through your beingness, down into, within, and through your energy fields, your bodies, your physical body. We're just going to allow that to spin both counterclockwise and clockwise in the upper portion of our central column. And there's this softness. It's much less of the spiral that was showing up for the lower part of the body from below the chest down to the feet. Here we have this soft, mostly blue light, very gentle, coming down, and it's expanding. It's starting to encompass more and more of the body. The column has now expanded beyond the width of your head. It's now expanding beyond the width of your chest and shoulders. This beautiful, soft aspect of radiance. Patient, gentle radiance. We're really grounding it in. Through gentleness. So now, the central column of radiance extends beyond your shoulders into, within, and through your entire beingness. And it's infusing into the outermost edges of your beingness first as it comes down below the chest, below the torso, past the hips, past the lower legs, past the knees, past the feet, below the feet. So we have this beautiful, soft essence of radiance that is infusing ever so slowly into the lower half of the body, below the chest, through the feet. It's just really slowly coming from the outskirts of your beingness into, within, and through all of the layers of your energy field, all of your different bodies, and it's very slowly making its way into the physical body, down to the cellular level, down to the molecular level, down to the atomic and subatomic levels. We're infusing this gentle essence of radiance into, within, and through every molecule, particle, place, and space of your beingness now. We have Mother Mary here to assist with this infusion in the most optimal ways for you now, for your highest and greatest good, and for the highest and greatest good of all concerned. The essence of radiance is now here for you to experience as part of you, part of your reality. Just feel how it almost hugs the cells, molecules, particles, places and spaces of your beingness, your bodies now. feel this physically. Like one big giant hug, but then all these tiny little hugs in all these places and spaces maybe you didn't even know existed before. But you can just feel held, supported, and caressed by radiance. And Mother Mary and your divine team will continue to infuse this into all that you are and all that you experience in the most optimal ways for you now, for your highest and greatest good, and for the highest and greatest good of all concerned. So as we allow your divine support team, to be in charge of this process, we're going to come back and really feel the physical body. Wiggle your toes. Feel your toes like you're feeling them for the first time. The tips of the toes and the base of the toes and the toenails. Really feel them. And come into the bottoms of the feet. All the way into the bottom of the heel. The backs of the heels. Into the core of the feet. The tops of the feet. The cores of the ankles, the Achilles heel, the sides of the ankles, inside and outside, the front of the ankles, spreading up into the lower legs, all the way up the front of the shins to where the knee starts. And then we'll feel the outside of the lower legs, inside of the lower legs, and you can even use your hands. Feel the backs of the lower legs up to the back of the knee, and then down into the core of the lower legs. Really feel the energy and presence there. We'll spread up into the core of the knees now. A lot of energy here in the knees. Looks like a gold. Almost round gold clouds of energy here in the knees, supporting you as you go through this journey of being in a physical body on earth. Now feel the backs of the knees, the front of the knees, the inside of the knees, and outside. And really feel the lower legs, ankles, and feet. The energy radiating out from these areas of the body. The lightness that is now here, but you still feel present but light. We'll spread our awareness into the fronts of the thighs, the inner thighs, outer thighs, and backs of the thighs. And now we'll go into the core of the upper legs, focusing on the energy that is present there, that is radiating out, pulsating out from the core of the upper legs. We'll now bring our awareness into the pelvic girdle, the outside of the hips, the front of the pelvic girdle, the back of the pelvic girdle, the buttocks, the tailbone, the sacrum. And now we'll move into the core of the pelvic girdle. Feel the gentleness, the gentle presence that now resides there, radiating outward into all of your bodies and beingness. Now bring your awareness to the front of your torso. We're going to focus below the chest first. So the front of the torso, the belly, the sides, the waist, and the mid-back. And now we'll move into the core of this area of the torso. I see all of this gold grid work here in the core of the lower part of the torso, between the chest and the pelvic girdle. This golden grid spreading outward beyond the physical body, into within and through your beingness. And now we'll bring our awareness to the chest, the heart center, the upper back, sides of the shoulders, tops of the shoulders, the core of the chest, what we would call the heart center. Really powerful area. But you can feel the gentleness that is now here. From this radiance infusion, we have all of this gentleness, gentle strength, gentle power, gentle awareness. We'll now bring our awareness into the neck, the front of the neck, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck, the core of the neck. Moving up into the head, below the chin, the front of the chin, the jawline, the back of the lower part of the head, the mouth, lower cheeks, the ears, the middle back of the head, the top of the head, the forehead, eyebrows, eyes, and nose. And now we'll go into the core of the head. A beautiful, orb of radiance, shimmering like a pearl in the core of the head. We will now bring our awareness into our upper arms, the bicep area, the back of the upper arms, the back of the elbows, the inside of the elbows, and now the core of the upper arms and elbows. Beautiful gold columns of energy just radiating out from the core of the upper arms and elbows. We'll bring our awareness into the lower arms, the inside of the arms, the outside of the lower arms, and the sides. And now the core of the lower arms into the core of the wrists. Beautiful silver columns of light with almost titanium as well. So a darker silver and a lighter silver in the core of the lower arms and wrists. Now feel the palms of the hands, thumb, pointer finger, second finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Tops of the hands, tops of the fingers, and feel all the radiance that resides in the hands, the core of the hands and the fingers. Really, really pulsating with this radiance, really vibrating, really moving, directing this energy into all of your body's energy fields, your beingness completely. You are now completely filled with the essence of radiance.